Hi Aquarius, welcome to August. This is Teresa from tarotbyt.com. And before I get started with your reading, I want to create some sacred space and call in some good energy around this reading. May only the highest forces be present to ensure that the truth be told. So thank you also for liking and subscribing to my channel. For anyone new to these videos, welcome. And for those who have taken the time out to leave comments, thank you, thank you, thank you. I love reading the comments. And for those who have ordered readings, I really appreciate your support. And I'm glad that I'm able to help you through this, the ancient wisdom of the tarot and astrology. So let us see what's coming up for Aquarius. We have a new moon solar eclipse in Leo, which is happening in your partnership sector. Ding, ding, ding. That's going to be new beginnings in love or business partnerships. Could be either. And then we have a full moon in Pisces, which is connected to a grand earth trine. So, you know, this is good energy. The grand earth trine brings abundance. And it's happening in your second house of money. I mean, it's connected, like, because Pisces rules your second house of money. And this full moon happens in that house. So, if you're thinking that you don't have financial support, it's coming. Just hang in there. So, let's see. What's happening? What does Aquarius need to know about love and relationships for the month of August? What does Aquarius need to know about love and relationships for the month of August? Okay. I'm using the first tarot deck. It's the Rider-Waite deck by Pamela Coleman Smith, and I got this when I was 18. My father bought it for me years and years ago. So the Ten of Wands, Two of Swords, Page of Pentacles, the Empress, the Eight of Cups, the Five of Swords, the Strength card, Queen of Wands, the Moon, and the Wheel of Fortune. Okay. So, you have the Ten of Wands here. You've been working really hard, but you're about to put your burdens down. As a matter of fact, this sometimes could even mean back problems. Sometimes like you might be working and you're not sitting properly at the desk. So make sure you have your posture is correct, or do some exercises to counteract sitting at a desk all day, hunched over a computer. Anyway, if you've been carrying this heavy load of responsibility, heavy work, you're going to be putting it down. And you're trying to figure out, you want to move away from something that was once good and is no longer serving you. It could be a relationship that's just not doing it for you anymore. And maybe you've even had a falling out with someone, and you're just kind of like not reaching out to them and waiting for them to reach out to you. And you're trying to decide. You have this Two of Swords here. This is a card of sitting on the fence trying to make a decision. Which way do I go? But you're not deciding. It's like you're waiting for some type of guidance. Or you're waiting for someone else to reach out to you first. When I see this card, I always say, break the ice. Don't wait for the other person. You're only prolonging the outcome. You know, if you're trying to connect with someone, drop your guard, be vulnerable. If you're having a problem with someone, let them know what the problem is. No one's a mind reader. You know, you can't expect people to be a mind reader. If you're upset about something, you need to talk it out. Don't wait, you know, like, well, they have to call me. You know, I called them last. Don't do that game. You know, if you want to talk to someone, pick up the phone and call them. Text them, whatever, however you want to reach them. Don't wait for them. You're just going to be like dragging things out. I always like quick resolutions, but that's me. But anyway, so you have the Page of Pentacles here. This is a card of someone who's open to learning. So you might be like you might be learning some new skills. Maybe you're thinking of moving on to a different type of job, and you need to, you know, brush up on some new skills. It's going to require you to learn new things. This could also be that you're open, like if you've had a falling out in a relationship, you are open to discussing it. You just haven't been the one to make the first move. You're just sitting on the fence. But this is a person who's open to change, who's open to, you know, you're willing to see the other side. You're willing to come to some type of resolution. And you're even willing to go to counseling if you had to, or deal with some, because you have the Strength card here. You're willing to work on yourself. You're not just placing the blame on the other person. You're willing to see your part in things. But you're still on the fence in taking action or making a decision. You have the Empress here. So this is a card of talent and creativity, the Mother card. You know, you could be very nurturing. Maybe you've been taking care of someone for a long time, like being like a mother to a person. If you're in a relationship, it could be like you're being motherly, or you're being, you know, you think of the person as your child. On the other hand, it could also mean that you've been working on a creative project and you're trying to, you know, bring it into fruition. You're trying to nurture it along. And it will show some success and abundance, because the Empress card is like the harvest. You know, you put all this work into something, now you're going to get the results. But I feel like you're walking away from something, so something else might be calling you. There might be some unexpected developments in August that may cause you to question the path that you're on. And it may cause you to walk away from something that in the past has been very creative and artistic. Or walk away from a relationship that was once good and is no longer serving you. And it was maybe a burden. Maybe you were taking on this burden. Maybe you were being too overly motherly. Like, you know, sometimes we get into relationships and they're like unbalanced, where one person's doing all the giving, or one person's, you know, treating the other person like a child and doing too much for them, and they're not allowing them to do for themselves. So you may be getting tired of that responsibility and that obligation, and you might be saying, you know what, I can't do this anymore. I need to walk away. I need to find something else that's more fulfilling. And I feel like this is happening both in career and relationship. It's not just one area. You know, I think it's like a theme that's your whole life. Like, what do I really want to do? And is my life meeting my expectations, you know? Is the work that I do satisfying? Is the relationship I'm in satisfying? And if the answer is no, you know, have I been carrying all the burden of this relationship? Or have I been working too hard in my career? You know, where's the joy in my life? Because I feel like this is the card of, you know, you've enjoyed some great times in the past, and you've had a lot of successes, and there has been creativity, and there has been family, and there has been abundance. But now, I feel like it's not fulfilling anymore, and you're thinking, oh, I need to move on. I need to do something else. And when you make that, but you're still in the decision-making process, because the Two of Swords, you're not deciding. It's like, I know I have to make this decision. I have to make this choice, and I have to take action. I want to move on to something better, but I'm afraid to choose. I'm afraid to decide. I'm afraid to put that final ink on the dotted line, because I'm afraid of making a mistake. Because, you know, see the blindfold on this card? She's afraid to decide because she can't see the results of her decision. So it's like, I'm confused. The moon is here, you know? The moon means instability. Like, I don't know. What if I choose the wrong thing? What if it doesn't work out? What if she's, you know, I don't want to be in the shoulda, coulda, woulda club. I mean, I want to know for sure that if I decide to leave and do what I need to do, that it's going to be okay. So you might be sitting on the fence with that dilemma, waiting for a sign that it's going to be okay. coming up, you have this Eight of Cups and the Five of Swords. So you might be dealing with a situation that has some toxic elements to it. You might be dealing with someone who has some mental issues or some issues around anger. Maybe you're experiencing someone's hostility. You feel like someone's being hostile to you or not fair or trying to victimize you in some way, or you're feeling victimized, like someone's taking advantage of you or taking you for granted or taking, like you're doing all the giving and they don't appreciate it, or they're just using you in some way. So while this element does have, and you also have this Moon card here, which is the card of deception. We're not seeing clear, like you're wondering, can I trust this person? Am I seeing things the right way? Am I blowing things out of proportion? You don't know what to think. You're like confused. And there are some elements here that have to deal with taming the emotions, not overreacting, not allowing your, because we all have a darkness. We all have a dark side. I don't care who it is. I don't care if you're the Pope. You have a dark side. You have the good side, the loving, the divine part of you. And then you have the side that when you're in a bad mood or you're not feeling well, will snap at an old lady on the street, or you'll just be, you're not in a good mood. Some people have issues with anger. Some people are overly emotional. We all have our demons that we have to confront and control. And that's what the Strength card is about. It's about controlling your emotions, controlling your reactions, not going overboard, not going to extremes, learning how to be kinder. Like, some people, when they don't get what they want, they become like 2-year-olds and they start having temper tantrums, throwing stuff around the room, pounding on the table. That's what this card is. This is uncontrolled energy, like the wild side of everyone. Your passions, when they get out of control, they become like a bull in a china shop. So this is a card of learning how to get your needs met without going out of control, without flipping out and having a big drama scene, without being hostile and dealing with, and hurling your anger at someone. So you're learning that, and maybe you're learning that through some type of counseling. So if it's not you, it could be a partner that you're dealing with, someone like that needs counseling, that needs training and so that they can better deal with their anger and their emotions. So with this card here, though, it's saying that you need to either accept the situation for what it is. It has good things, it has bad sides. Can I live with the bad side? Can I live with the downside? Can I live with certain elements that I know are toxic? If the answer is yes, then you just know that I can't fix this. I have to live with it. I have to accept this about this person. I'm not going to change the person or the situation. But if the answer is no, I can't live with this. I can't deal with this. When this person gets like this, I just can't stand it. I can't be in the same room with them. Then this card means you have to cut your losses and move on. Because you're not going to change the situation. No matter, you can throw all the anxiety and all the stress you want at it and all the worry. It's not going to change. You have to put the burden down. It's like when you're trying to help someone who won't be helped, who refuses to be helped, who refuses to listen to reason. You can't help that. You can't fix that. So you have to say, okay, I tried my best. I did everything I could possibly do. I need to put this down and move on. So the Queen of Wands is here in your environment. This could be that you're dealing with a fire sign, Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. And maybe you've decided, like, I can't deal with this person anymore. I have to walk away. There's too much. I can't deal with this person's hostility. I can't deal with the toxic elements of this relationship. I have to walk away. I have to save myself. Because I don't trust the moon. The moon can also be imagination and creativity. So you could be blowing things a little bit out of proportion. Maybe you're making a mountain out of a molehill. But you have to find out because you don't have enough information to make a decision. With the moon, things are kind of cloudy. You don't know. With this full moon coming, you might find out by the end of the month. Certain truths will surface. And the Wheel of Fortune is here. Things are changing. So if you're going through a difficult time, know that is coming to an end. You have the Ten of Wands. That's the end of the line. You can't get You know, you're not going to be taking on any worse of a burden. You're at the end of, so it could be the end of some karmic situation where you've been carrying the load for someone else and you've been dealing with someone who's toxic, and finally you come to the end of the road like, I'm done. And then the Wheel of Fortune comes to tell you, like, things are changing. So you don't have to put up with this. You can walk away. You can walk away with the Eight of Cups and walk toward the dream. Walk towards something that will bring you greater fulfillment. Will, you know, if something is once good and it's no longer working and you can't deal with it anymore, it's time to go. It's time to leave. It's time to put the burden down. And it's time to take leadership. This is a card of a leader. Someone who takes a leadership role in their life. Who's not afraid to take charge and make things happen. And she's looking to the future. So maybe that's what you need to do. And if you have a problem making a decision or taking leadership role in your life, maybe a little counseling would help. It would help you to try and sort it all out so that you would feel more confident about your decisions. So you learn to trust your inner guidance instead of going, you know, looking on the outside for validation. You learn how to validate yourself. You don't need other people to tell you who you are. You know who you are. So let's see what the astrology has to say for Aquarius. The new moon falls in your 7th house. So that could be, and it's an eclipse. So you could have like something ends, something new begins. It could be a new love that comes, that helps you out of a karmic situation or a toxic situation. So a new love, a new relationship, could be with an earth sign, helps you to drop your relationship with a fire sign, for some of you. Because sometimes the page can represent a relationship at the beginning stages. And like the court cards, like the queens and the kings, it's someone you already know. You've had a long history with them. So this could be the longer term relationship. This could be the new one that just comes up on the scene. And the new relationship could, I think, will be much more stable, much more calm, not as volatile, not as filled with drama. Because the wands, there could be drama with the wands because they have such fiery passions. And they like to fight, they like to argue, you know. They're not afraid to speak their mind and confront. Whereas the earth signs are a little bit more laid back. They're like, whatever, you know. So, okay, so you have a new relationship, and that could be a partnership in love or business. Something ends, something new begins. Jupiter's in your 10th house, so your career should be on fire. This is the time, and it's trining Neptune in your 2nd house. So you really need to put yourself out there. If you're looking for a job, or you're even looking for a partner, now's the time that you can meet someone that could be very good for you, and that could increase your self-esteem and increase your money, your wealth. Pluto's going through the 12th, so this is what I'm talking about with this counseling. When you have Pluto in the 12th, it's about, and it's in conjunct the moon, this new moon. So you have some baggage you still have to deal with. But you also, I mean, you have to deal with the things that are hidden within yourself. But this but you also have to deal with, there could be some people that are trying to control you from behind the scenes. They're manipulating from behind the scenes. The 12th house is the house of hidden. So you could have someone in your environment that comes across as helping you, but then at the same time they're working behind the scenes to discredit you or something. I don't know. They're wielding power behind the scenes, because Pluto is like, the dark side of Pluto is someone that's on a power trip, and that's manipulative and deceitful. You know, it's like the mafia. They work behind, in the shadows. You know, they're not upfront about things. So that might be a concern. But really, I think it's more that you have to release the baggage, release your, confront your demons, and release all that, so that you can engage in this new beginning. Maybe there's something that's preventing you from having a partnership. Maybe you have issues with trust. Maybe you have issues with control. You don't want to release control. You know, there could be a lot of things that are going on, and you need to get at them. You need to, you know, do some psychological work to open you up so that you can embrace relationships. Because you have an opportunity for a new beginning in the partnership sector. The 7th house is like the house of long-term commitment. You know, it's marriage, but it's also business partnerships. So whether you're connecting with someone in a romantic sense or whether you're connecting with someone in a business partnership, you may have to deal with control issues. And you may have to deal with your own, you know, blocks. What's preventing you from, you know, really uniting with this person in a healthy way. So the full moon in Pisces is happening in your 2nd house. It's the 2nd house, 8th house axis. So this is like, you know, money that you bring in and also money, resources that you get from others. So if you've got some financial transaction going on, it may come to completion by the end of August, where you either have to pay out or you get paid. Like if you're looking for a business loan, you might get some support that way. It's also the 8th house is also the house of intimacy. And at this time, I have a feeling there could be some power struggles around money, because Venus is squaring Pluto. And Venus rules money and love. And Venus right now is in your 9th house. Pluto is in your 12th house. With Saturn. So you've got Saturn and Pluto in your 12th house squaring Venus in your 9th house. But more so, well, Saturn's in the early state degrees, so it's more Venus. But you have, so there are people in the 12th house. You've got Saturn and Pluto. The bad boys are in the 12th house. You have to do some of that. You have to do some, it's, you know, people say the 12th house is the house of hidden enemies. And that may be true. There could be people working at cross purposes to whatever your goals are. But there's also something that you're doing that's causing the problem. You have to look at what your contribution is, because you have a blind spot in the 12th house. That if you can get at it and release it and see it, you can fix it. And that's where, like, because with this full moon is part of a grand trine, grand earth trine. And for you, so it's the Sun in the 8th, Saturn in the 12th, Uranus in the 4th. So you're dealing with issues around psychological issues, issues around home. I mean, this is like, you could have a breakthrough. You could sell a home even and bring in some more. You might be selling property. And the 8th house is the house, like the money comes in. Now you feel like you have money. Because the earth trine always brings abundance. But at the 12th house, though, there is still, if you're blocking abundance, like maybe you've been blocking abundance on a psychological level. So this is an opportunity, like if you start it with the new moon, you might really have a breakthrough at the full moon that leads to abundance. Like you're finally letting it in. You're finally willing to accept abundance into your life. So there's an opportunity here. And with Venus square Pluto, there could be power struggles over love or money. So you could be dealing with someone. See, where's your Venus? In the 9th house. Higher education, publishing, long distance travel. Maybe you want to move somewhere and you got to fight with someone over it. You know, like, oh, you can't move. You know, maybe there's a partner that doesn't want you to move. Or maybe there's children. Or maybe there's money involved and you're struggling with money. You're arguing over money. You know, if there's a job or something, there could be some conflict over, you know, how much you're being paid and when you're getting paid and, you know, issues like that. So, but the grand earth trine is positive. It's always positive. So if you put a little effort into it, you will reap rewards. So don't be afraid to confront the darkness in the month of August. Don't be afraid to clear out what's no longer serving you. Don't be afraid to put the burden down and walk away if something is not fixable. because you will free up energy and you will free up space to bring the abundance, to bring this change in fortune. So, and get counseling if you need to. But don't be a prisoner of your fears. And don't be stuck in a situation that's not working. So this is my forecast for August, Aquarius. I hope you enjoyed this reading. If you'd like to have a private reading with me, you can just click on the link in the description and it will take you to my website and we'll get you on the schedule and you'll be working with me. And in the meantime, enjoy August, and I hope you get to have some fun and put down those burdens and have some fun and embrace the new, the wheel of fortune. Your fortune is changing. Don't let the past tie you down. Don't let your fears hold you back. So enjoy August, and I'll talk to you again next month. Thank you. Bye now.